welcome to today's video. Today's video is all about showing a regular person like you and I how you can live a day without electricity. And I am working in the kitchen. As you can see, my lighting is totally different. I don't have the bright kitchen lights on. This is a non-electric video. I have a very old propane stove and that doesn't use electricity. I'm going to be canning some tomato juice. I have a lot of tomatoes here and I need to process this food, and I want to show you in a different way how the everyday person can live if you wouldn't have electricity. So while there's a lot of channels out there that teach, you know, high expensive solar equipment, a lot of off-gridders out there, what I would like to do is, the main focus of my channel is to have more of a pioneer, more of a prairie home style take on everything. And what did they do? And so how did they live? Now I do have something fairly modern. I think they had them back in the 30s. I do have a steam juicer that I am using for my tomato juice. It's just so simple and easy. But my methods are using a propane stove. Now I could use it outside. I could do everything outside, but I'm just going to show you today a typical house where I don't have the big production lighting, and this is my kitchen, and this is how I work. The whole objective of my channel is, in case things got bad, how do you do things? Now, one thing I need to make clear with all of you is, I've been living here 13 years. Since year number 1, I implemented different things in case we would be in a grid down situation. So through the years, 1 year I bought the rain barrels. 1 year I bought a washing machine that you can use this little solar battery packs. I was able to get some solar battery packs. We do have a generator now. So all of these things do not happen overnight. But my home is set up in such a way that if we were quarantined or anything like that would happen, we would be just fine in our home. So let me go ahead and get working on this, and then I'll show you how I go about doing things. So the number one thing is water. I have a Berkey water filter. I have to fill up my juicer with the water filter, the steamer, and then we're going to prepare my jar. I always have water in my Berkey water filter on hand. Now I've had this filter now about 9 years, 8 years. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna fill this up. Because my sink is full of tomatoes, I don't have room at the sink. So we're just gonna use this today. I can do anything a modern kitchen can do. It just takes me a lot longer to do it. So all the gadgets that you see, really you can do just about everything without them gadgets, but it may take you a little longer. So I'm washing up all these tomatoes and putting them in my juicer. All right, so now what I'm doing is I'm filling up the water to heat it on the stove. So I want to remind you, everything you're seeing right now is non-electric. Now we do have a generator that would run a water pump. I have a bar of soap in here. This is what I use to wash my dishes. And I heat the water up like this. You will see me use a rain barrel. Sometimes I use a rain barrel to heat the water up. This is spring water that comes from our own well on our property. All right, so these tomatoes here are not good anymore. So we are going to compost them. Everything here on the homestead we reuse. So I'm also going to use the water that I used to wash these tomatoes. I have all that water saved as well. And that way we can water our plants. We're gonna go ahead and put this in the compost bin. Let's go out to the compost bin, put the tomatoes in there, and then we'll get working on the juice and how I'm going to make that. I add a little bit of pepper, a little bit of salt, and I'm going to add some basil leaves to it. And that's what it looks like. All right, we got that done. Oscar's sitting back on his perch. He keeps an eye on the property. And now we're gonna go ahead and let's finish our kitchen work. All right, our water is hot. So now we have hot soapy water for cleaning up with the homemade soap. I'm going to go ahead and clean everything up, and then I'll show you when the juice is finished and how I prepare it. So what I like to do is I also have a bar of homemade soap, and then I have one of these soap keepers. They're really cheap on Amazon, and I use this as my scrub bar when I want to scrub my dishes. I use one of these. So it's not commercial quality type soaps, but it works amazing. All right, so we have that on the stove, and now I'm going to go ahead and add some seasonings in these jars, and then the juice is going to come out of a little hose like that, and that's all I need to do. Then I have to water bath can it. So I'm going to go ahead and add some basil. So let's go ahead and add some of that. Now, some of you may be watching this and you're not interested in how to make tomato juice. This isn't really a video on tomato juice. It's a video on daily life without using electricity. And how can that be? I think I can do just about anything without electricity, except for in the heat of the summer, we do have air conditioning now. For the first 6 years on YouTube, or almost 7 years, I did not have any air conditioning. It was absolutely awful. I don't know how I ever lived without air conditioning. Living without air would be something really, it would be something I'd have to get used to. Now we do have solar units, and they can run small little heaters, but they will not run the air conditioning. So while there is a refrigerator in my house, a freezer in my house, and a small portable air conditioner, I can have a really cold house. I get hot easy. I don't get cold easy. So heat is no problem. But that is one thing I'm trying to figure out, you know, how can we work around that if the grid would be down? Because the heat would be unbearable. So now we do have fans, and we can run fans on solar. I'm hoping even in my videos, if you're not interested in what I'm doing, you find entertainment in the video, just something a little different and something a little more unusual. And I'm hoping that you enjoy just spending the authentic day with me. And that is a very different lifestyle. And it's a lifestyle that does not have a price tag on it. So much, you know, you see on YouTube different lifestyles. Well, they generally have a price tag. I mean, Totally Off Grid generally has these big high price tags, or they're building big barns, or they're doing huge things that the average American could never afford. I want to show you something that you can do, and maybe you can think of a better way of doing something that I am doing, and something that would suit your household even better. In the age that we're living in, you can get all kinds of LED lights that are solar lights. And I use that under my stove. I have an LED light. If I walk past it, I'll show you this solar one. It turns on. Now this is solar, you just sit it outside. So yeah, you have to have the sun to, you know, to put these things outside. And I'm constantly taking a basket of things out, bringing a basket of things in of lights. I have different kinds of lights, but my passion, of course, is oil lamps. I love my oil lamps. All right, so my jars look really pretty. I absolutely love them. And we're gonna go ahead and fill them up. Well, all of my jars are in the canner. And now it's time to finish cleaning up my kitchen and say goodbye to all of you. The sun is starting to set. It's been a productive day, but I'm a little tired. I got 7 jars of tomato juice, and that's a really good amount. I'm glad for that. And I cannot wait to share with you again tomorrow what I'm doing. So these videos may not be very exciting, but it's the simple things in life, my friends, that give me and give you the happiest times. Take care, everyone, and we'll see you guys again tomorrow.
Is there something more to settle for? Have I just given up? Does my fickle heart